Who among us doesn't come up short from time to time? Would a quick $500 tide you over for a couple of weeks? Is it worth $75 in interest? And that's if you pay on time. Many who borrow don't and end up owing a pile. Thus, Obama-era rules against short-term loans with interest rates of 400% or more. Now, as President Trump makes good on candidate Trump's promises to deregulate, 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 the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is looking to roll back safeguards against predatory lending. How shady is the industry behind these check-cashing stores? Let's ask attorney, professor, author, and ace, scambuster, Steven J.J. Weisman. His website, updated daily, is scamicide.com. Steve, welcome back.
Good to be with you.
This whole payday lending industry seems to be based on the likelihood that borrowers cannot pay on time, so the meter keeps running. Tell us how these quicksand transactions are structured.
And that's it in a nutshell, because what happens is these are low amount loans, but they're very, very high in the fees, and they're short-term loans. They're supposed to be for a week or 2 weeks, and then they get paid back. But the people who are borrowing these don't have the money to pay them back, so they roll them over into another loan. Then they can't pay that back, and they roll them into another loan. And what you often have about 80% of the time is people rolling them over 10 times or more, which turns out to make it such that 60% of the people will be paying back more, if they don't default, more in fees than what they've actually borrowed. These are predatory loans. And it's kind of interesting to look at a couple of statistics. And one is they're illegal in 20 states. These are usurious. You talked about the interest rates being hundreds of percent. In Texas, they're as high. In Nevada is 600%. And it's ridiculous. And in Nevada, they prey on people to the extent that there are actually more of these payday loan companies and stores than there are McDonald's or Starbucks.
Wow.
So there were some good regulations to go into effect, but now they're being rolled back.
Well, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau's rationale for these changes is that the protections, they say, just weren't necessary. And they make that claim based on what evidence?
They make it on the worst of evidence. Their argument for rolling them back is that there is no evidence that they are necessary. Well, the evidence was their own study of 12 million loans that really came up with all of these figures showing why they are needed. So, you know, as a lawyer, I've always kind of admired people who can lie with a straight face. And my grandmother couldn't even pronounce lawyer. She'd say, that's my grandson, the liar. But this, I don't know how anyone at the Bureau can say that.
Hey, Steve, while I have you, it's income tax season, and every season seems to bring new scams. What are the wise guys up to that we need to watch out for?
It's income tax season. It's a new income tax law, and so a lot of people are confused about it. One of the things is income tax identity theft, and someone steals your Social Security number, files an income tax return with a counterfeit W-2, and gets a refund. It's a mess if you try and get your own refund. So the lesson there is the early bird gets the refund. File before, as soon as you can, file before the identity thief does. And then there's going to be all kinds of phone calls and text messages and emails from the IRS, and it'll say it's the IRS on your caller ID, and you need to give them some information or send some money. Well, the truth is the IRS is not going to call you. They are not going to email you. They are not going to text message you. And believe it or not, the IRS actually had to give a warning: we don't take gift cards. All of those are scams.
Wow. Well, a lot of Americans are shocked at how small their refund is because they were less over-withheld as a result of the tax changes. Ironically, there may be fewer refunds to steal. Steve's blog, scamicide.com, is updated daily. You've got a scam of the day. It's searchable. I highly recommend this. And you don't want anybody's gift card or email address or anything, do you, Steve?
Don't ask for any of it.
Thank you, attorney, author, professor, and scambuster Steven J.J. Weisman, scamicide.com. We invited the Community Financial Services Association of America to respond, and they did not. And thank you for watching The Big Picture. If you see us somewhere else, you can also watch RT America live now at youtube.com/RT America. And we're also live on DirecTV channel 321, Pluto TV channel 132, and on Dish at 280. And all of our shows are available anytime, anywhere, on any device at youtube.com/TheBigPictureRT. I'm Holland Cook in Washington, back here same time next week. And in the meantime, I am at Holland Cook on Twitter, where we welcome your suggestions for what you'd like to see in the big picture. And remember, if you follow me, I'll follow you. Question more.
I'm Larry King, questioning, listening, learning. You know, I've always said I never learned anything when I was talking. It's important to listen. Question more.